Hello, English language learners. So I can see Akram is already there. Mantosh Sahu, MD Arshad Ansari, Kantaram. Good evening. Hope you are ready to learn today. Today is our day 4th, if you remember. So we can wait because some of you might be eating at this time. It's your dinner time, right? And some of you are fasting in these days. So let's see. Okay, good. Hey, Ansar. Hi, Mantosh Sahu. Mantosh, you were in my session today? Hi, Kantaram. Good to see you guys here. Good. So, are you ready to learn another lesson or review? Right? Hey, Hanshika. Good to see you here. So, today I'm going to start with one activity. That means we are going to review so far what we have learned from last 3 days, and then we will move on to our today's lesson. Hi, Abhishek. Hi, Hardeep. Okay. Hardeep, you wrote on your name yesterday. I know you are 11 years old, but I forgot. It's going to take me a while to remember the names. Hello, Ashwini. Good. Wow, that's nice. You guys just finished the Zoom speaking session with me, and now you are here again, ready to roll, right? Ready to learn more. Excellent. Tariq Anwar. Hi, Tariq. Yeah, it's dinner time, Answer. Did you already finish your food, or you're still eating while you are on the phone or on computer? Robin Preet. Okay, wow, you remember Mr. Danda. Oh, good memory. Wow. Yes, ready to roll. You are ready to roll. Looks like. Okay. So I have a one activity for you before we start. And I know you all are very smart and you're gonna do this. So these are some of the scrambled words, and you are going to unscramble and put it together in a sentence, and that sentence is a question. So if you can do this one, let's see. Oh, you are starving? Why, Answer? You didn't eat? Shahabuddin. Yes, Shahabuddin Ansari. Zoom sessions are Saturdays and Sundays. Yes, you're right. So now our next session will be on next Saturday and Sunday. Yes. Hello, Amarjeet. Wow. Good. Okay. Yes, Mantosh was there. So now, in this one, you might be surprised to see the word on, because I know in India you say in, but I chose this question purposely just to explain you why I have on in this question, or even if you will be writing this in a sentence, this will be on team. I'm sorry, on team, because in American English we use it on the team, on hockey team, on cricket team. But if you learn in British English, they say in the team or in a team. So that is the difference. So just for your information, that on or in, both are correct. So on is in American English and in is in British English. Okay. Are you on a cricket team? Yes. Excellent. Right? Okay. So I hope you understand this, on or in. And on is in American English and in is in British English. Are you on a team cricket? Are you on a cricket team? Okay, that will be the correct way to write. Yes. Okay, now the next one. Yes, excellent. Let's practice this one. And if you remember, we did this yesterday. 5 W's. We practiced this activity yesterday about 5 W's, and many of you were telling me that this concept is very clear to you now, that where we use 5 W's, right? What kind of questions we make with these words, what, where, when, why, who, right? All these. And there was a one student was asking me yesterday the difference between who and whom. And there was another one was have or having. So whatever you are asking me, I am taking notes, and one day I will make one lesson with all your questions, okay? Because while sometime when you ask questions, I would like to explain it in more detail so you will never forget that. So that's why I do not distract or do not change the topic. So I just want to stick with what we are learning, and then I write down whatever your concerns or questions are, and then I will make another video one day. Okay. Camly app is right or wrong? Please suggest me. See here, what I am noticing in these days, the Camly app, people are actually making kind of like a business with Camly app. Because I've seen many people, they just, they buy that Camly sessions and then they upload it. I don't know for how long that's going to work for them, because they are also learning English, but then they just upload the videos online. And I don't know how useful those videos are going to be for English language learners. Uh, and I heard that it's a very expensive app. So I don't know, Shahabuddin Ansari. I don't have any comments, but I noticed that many people from other countries, even from India also, they are learners. They are learning English, but they are buying Camly's minutes, or they are uploading the videos. And many people are now kind of like starting their own YouTube's channels, and they are uploading those videos. So I don't know what's the purpose behind them, or what they are teachers or what, I don't know. They are also learners, but at the same time, they are starting their own YouTube channels. So I don't know what's going on. So I'm also confused that what's going on. Are they trying to just use their Camly videos and want to keep doing that with their channels they are starting, or I have no clue. Anyways, I don't know about that. Yeah, some people are doing business from Camly, right? Yes, Anshika, you are right, because they are uploading their videos. So I don't know. That's what I was thinking actually, how it's going to help the English language learners. Because if you are watching that, and it's mostly the general introduction. In most of the videos, they just talk about, okay, where are you from? What are you doing for living? This and that, what you like a very basic, same kind of information they are practicing. And I don't know how it's useful. Okay, Robin Preet, and I can listen your live. Okay. Okay, good. Excellent, Robin Preet. And you commented today on one of my video, and I wrote you back. I remember that. Okay. Okay, so guys, I hope you did this one. The is trunk, where. Now trunk. Let's talk about this word. it reminded me that trunk is also a multiple meaning word. We are finding many multiple meaning words here, like stick. And now this one, trunk. If you know what this multiple meaning word mean, trunk. Is there anyone can guess? Multiple meaning word, the same spelling, but different meanings. Anyone can guess this word, trunk? Let's see. This is your first session, Abhishek. Okay, welcome, Abhishek. And here, now tell me, actually, I was not, I didn't even realize that, but now I just found out that this is a multiple meaning word. Where is the trunk? Okay, yes, your sentence is correct, Ashwini. A trunk, elephant, yeah, elephant's trunk, yes, elephant's trunk. And then wood trunk, yes, the tree trunk, right? जिसको आप हिंदी में तना भी कहते हो, तना पेड़ को जो thick part होता है पेड़ का, right? That is also trunk. Excellent. And elephants, right? Just that is also. And what else? The car trunk, right? The back side of the car. And there is another trunk. If you remember the old boxes, right? Tin or metal boxes are also trunk. So yes, you call it homophones also, and you call multiple meaning words too. So yes, both ways. Yes, homophones or multiple meaning words. It's the same thing, Hanshika. Good. Okay, Sahareen, this is your first session. Good. Okay. Yes. Metal sheet box. Yes. उनको trunk भी पुराने ज़माने में तो they were like trunk ही कहते थे उनको. Now it, yeah, it's so see it's a multiple meaning word, and I'm sorry. As Hanshika already wrote down, that's homophones. Yes, homophones. Okay. The next one. This one. I write down. I was so busy today because you know you were in my session. So in American time, I started 9 o'clock, and then we ended the session like in almost in 100 minutes. I will say it was over 90 minutes, and then I just had a little extra time. And guess what? I didn't drink water, and I didn't put the water close to. Now I feel like I think I need some water. Um, Trunk call. Yes. Kantaram, I don't have any app, but I am offering Zoom sessions in these days, free Zoom sessions in these days. Keep in mind, in these days, so I don't know for how long we will be doing that. Okay, what is steering wheel? Okay, is there anyone can help? Abhishek Singh, steering wheel, anyone? Let's see your knowledge. I'm checking your knowledge. Albert, Leo. Hello, Albert. And you, I hope you received the email, but you didn't join the session today. As steering wheel is the steering wheel is in the car. If you can see my actions, what I'm doing right now, I'm driving a car. Okay, steering wheel. Yes, yeah. Car wheel is okay. Car wheels. Up. Okay, देखो now wheels. So car wheels. There are 4 car wheels, right? And steering wheel is inside where when you sit on the driving seat and you drive a car and you use the steering wheel on in order to stay straight or to turn right or left, right? That's a steering wheel. Okay, the next one. Simple one. I'm just waiting more people to join the session, and then we can start today's lesson. Next one. See, it's a good review because whatever you have learned so far, or that was your review, it's still you are practicing, because the more you practice, the more you will remember. And again, your all passive vocabulary will be turning into your active vocabulary. And that's our purpose here, right? Because many of you always say, ma'am, I know how to read, I even know how to write sometimes, but when I speak, I forget. So you need to make your all passive vocabulary your active vocabulary. And your active vocabulary is when you are using it, right? Yes, who drives the car? Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, okay. Now this one. Okay, this one is also a multiple meaning word or homophone. There is a one homophone in this word too. See, we are not learning homophones separately, but wherever I find something, I just point it out that yes, there is a one homophone in this one. And I realize it right now. Okay, yeah, there is one. Okay. Active vocabulary. Devinder Singh, I have your questions before you asked me about, and I'm taking notes. Okay, active vocabulary is that we are using it. You know the vocabulary. See here, if you were in my Zoom session, I explained you how we can learn vocabulary, right? The strategies to learn vocabulary. We practiced it yesterday in our Zoom session also. And you can even put your vocabulary into the scale whenever you see a word. And if you never saw that word, then give yourself 1 point. That means you never saw this word. This is the first time you are encountering with that word, right? First time dekha aapne. Second time, number two is you have seen this word somewhere, but you are not very sure how to use that word. Okay. And then number three is the highest point, where you know this word, you have seen that word, and you are using that word in your speech, in your writing, everywhere. So if your understanding for any particular word is on number three, that means you have seen that word before, you use that word in your speech, you use that word in your writing most frequently and freely. That is your active vocabulary. Okay, so active. Ab now passive, if you know the word but you don't know how to use it, that is your passive vocabulary. And many of you have a lot of more passive vocabulary as compared to your active vocabulary, because there is a problem when you are not able to write or speak. That means you don't have enough active vocabulary, and that's what you need to do. And that's the whole purpose where we are practicing in our Zoom sessions, that even your all passive vocabulary, we are trying to take it out and changing it into your active vocabulary. And we are learning many more new words also through within the text. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Horn is used in cars, yes, to avoid incidents, accidents, yes. And why is important a horn? In India, you know why it's important to horn, right? Everyone, there is so much noise with the horn honkings everywhere, right? Uh, but here in America, we do not honk the horn because it's, first of all, it's very rude. People think, what's the problem? If someone will honk a horn, everyone's going to look, is there any problem? What's wrong? What happened? So, but it's very common in India, right? Horn. Okay, so the multiple meaning word, homophone, the other horn is जो animals के horn होते हैं, if you remember that, right? In जिनको आप हिंदी में क्या सींग भी कहते हो, right? Horn. You got it, Devinder? Good. Good. Yes. So I know, I mean, my way of teaching might be a little different because we teach grammar or parts of speech or tenses or everything here also to our students, but we don't teach them so much about I will say theoretical stuff. Okay, we use most of the information when we teach. We just teach the specific points and we want them to use it and put it into practice. That's the whole purpose. Because why a horn is important? Yes, yeah, that's the question. So, just to uh, um, warn people, alarm. Amarjeet, if you were in my Zoom class, you know that it's kind of like alarming, right? People, to letting them know there is a danger, stay away, right? Do not come in front of the car or truck, right? That's the way. That's the reason. Now, if you know my the title of today's slide, which I had, my thumbnail, you can say it, that was about that we are going to learn another kind of questions, and that's what we are practicing. We already practice questions with starting with the be verb, and I know many of you know be verb is am, are, and we are just talking about right now the present, right, where we use these be verbs in our present tenses. And now we are learning about the questions. So the first questions were is, are, am, right? And then we learned about 5 Ws. And now we are going to learn these questions. We start with do and does. Okay? Yes. One of the hard pointed things that some animals have on their heads. Yes, that's horn. Yes, horns. Albert Leo, happy Mother's Day. Thank you, Albert. Thank you so much. So, when you learn any information, just keep in mind the key points, because if you will go in more like a detail, then you will miss the important points. That's the way I think the best way to learn is keep in mind the very important points whenever you learn something, or the keywords, I will say, or the signal words, in other words, right? Okay. Yes. Verb, be verb is am, is are. So you use it into statements also, or you use it into questions also. And I will be teaching you 4 kinds of sentences and all other tenses also, but we will be learning everything in steps, by parts. We're not going to learn whole lot of information at one time. Okay. Yes. Yeah, it's right. Yes. Yes. Saharine, good. Synonyms are important. Now, here, see, again, I'm telling you, when you learn synonyms in isolation, again, in isolation means, okay, one list, you just get a list, okay, this word, and these are the synonym for this word, these are the synonyms for this word. I don't think so. That's going to be very useful for you when you are not using it, using those words, right? And moreover, sometimes the can synonym uh, synonyms do not mean like it's gonna you can use those in anywhere in the same kind of sentences, because it makes sometimes a different sense in a different sentences. So when you learn synonyms through within the text, I will say again, then it's more useful. Okay, Devinder, because that's the way we teach. We see here how we teach here. We introduce the concept. We introduce, okay, this is the meaning, like synonym definition. Just tell our students the definition of synonym, or the definition of antonym, right? Or the like the homophones, for example, or any vocabulary parts. We practice those skills, but we do not practice it separately. We practice everything in our readings, in our writings, and students just pick all those words because they know the strategies. We teach them strategies, we teach them skills. Okay, so that's the way we teach, and that's what I want to teach here too online. Now, let's talk about the questions, today's questions. And if you can read this, and I will read it for you. So, questions and answers with do. So, use do with I, you, we, and they, right? Devinder, I will answer your question. Thesaurus, yes. Okay, so do you want to learn English, right? Do you like to practice English? Do I want to teach English? Do they need to practice? So where you use do is mostly in I, you, we, and they, right? And you know that when we use the other form, and that is she, he, or it, and then we use does, right? Is there anyone here knows the first person or the third person's point of view when we talk about? And these are third person, right? She, he, it. Do you know what is third person? Do you know what I'm talking about right now? Anyone knows about first person's point of view or third person's point of view? Idioms are important in speaking. Idioms are important to, if you are learning a second language, yes, you you can, like, it's good to know about idioms, but use idioms if you are very sure about it, because idioms mostly are like when you are kind of like yeah, I mean, if you know the meaning and you are very sure about it, yes, you can use the idioms. But idioms are a part of the language, I will say, Devinder. Again, everything, learning in isolation, something is not that beneficial. But if you are learning through the text, then it's more beneficial because then you know where you are going to use those, in what context, right? Uh, Third person, yes. First person, third person, singular, no use does. Okay, yes. First person, I and we, right? We want to learn English. Yes, first person, I. Yes, she, it, any singular name, third person, singular, no. He, she, is, that, this are third person, third person. Okay, my question is about stories. When you read a story, how do you know it's the first person or third person? How do you know when you read a story? Yes, he, she, it is in the third person. So when you even read any stories, and we ask our students, what do you think is the story is written from a first person's view or the story is written from a third person's view? I don't know if you ever practiced that way also. Because, for example, most of the narratives, and if you were in my Zoom sessions, you know what I'm talking about. And narratives are the stories from your life. Something happened in your life. And actually, tomorrow's video I am uploading on Zoom, on YouTube, is from one of my Zoom session, and where we were telling our narratives. Something happened in our lives. That's what I'm going to share with you tomorrow, where I also shared one of the incident happened in my life when I was a little girl. And there are other students, they also shared it. And when we shared our own stories, and those stories are from the first person's point of view, because The person who is telling the story is in the story, a part of the story. And the pronouns you see in first persons are I, right? We, us, my, all these are showing that this is a first person's point of view. And third person, when author, the writer, is not in the story, but author or writer is telling us the story, that it happened to someone else, right? That is third person. And there you see he, she, they, right? Or it. Yes, that is the difference between, and that's the best way to remember also, first person's point of view or third person's point of view. Okay, yes. And most of the stories are written from first person or third person's point of view. Is there anyone know about the second person's point of view also? Do you know the second person's point of view? I'm testing your knowledge here. Okay. So I'm in today's third person. Yeah, no, second person. What do you think? What is second person? Did you ever hear this word, second person? Second person? You, excellent. Ashwini Kumar, yes, you. Yes. What kind of, like, information, I will say, what kind of information is written from a second person's point of view? Like your stories, for example, are written from first person or third person's point of view. Or even articles sometimes are written from third person's point of view or from the first person's point of view. But what about the second person's point of view? What kind of information? You are second person. Yes, you are second person. And like most of the time when you buy any product, and like here in America, we buy a lot of stuff and we have to assemble it, right? Assemble means usko banana, even a like for example, if sometime if we are buying any closet or any desk, computer desk, for example, then we just get everything in pieces in the box, right? And then we have all the tools and instructions in the box, which we read, we go through it, and we assemble it. So those instructions are mostly written with the second person's point of view. You, now you need to do this, now you need to do this, you do this, like that. Okay? Yes. Suggestion type. He, she, it, and any singular name, and third person singular no. Yes, yes, yes. And moreover, these type of question, do you like to read? Yes, I do, right? Or does he go to school? No, he goes to college. Something like that, right? So you, when you answer these type of questions, you can just answer in yes or no. And these are the very simple questions to ask and simple answers. So these type of questions are more very common also, right? Very common. 5Ws questions, very common questions. So, I mean, I will say when you practice your speaking skills, and if you are at the, you think at the beginning level or even the intermediate level, just stay focused on all these, you know, key points, that what you are using and how are you using these words, and in order to make sentences, because as you know, the words separately doesn't make any sense. For example, here, if I have all these words separately somewhere in a list, it will not make much sense, right? But when you put all these words together in a particular format that makes sense, right? And it happens in every language, not only in English, in any language, right? Okay. Uh, Bashir, yes. May I come in? Yes, you can. Um, you is a second person, right? Second person is where first person talk about. Yeah, like if I am talking about you, right? You are here. You all are here, right? And if I am talking about a one person out of here, if I say Bashir just entered in this class, so that is third person, right? Because I am talking about Bashir, third person. Okay. Uh, yes. Excellent. Yes. So, and many of you, if you are here and you are interested to join Zoom session, you are welcome. You can send the email, as you know, at English at my command at gmail.com. And my sessions are every Saturday and Sunday, 6:30 Indian time, okay, evening time, okay. Um, any question about do or does? Because when I teach, you might have noticed that I don't go in like, okay, these are the infinitives or these are the verbs first form or second form. I try to make it very easy where you use it, because again I'm saying, if you are preparing for any exam where they are going to assess your grammar, then you might need to remember all that stuff. But otherwise, you just need to know how can you use it, where can you use, and what is the format. That's more important. Om Prakash, I want to learn English reading and writing skills. Okay, so um, I think I told you before too that I am planning to start my reading lessons also, where I will be reading and we will be doing reading comprehension. But again, I will be starting from the easy one, and gradually we will be moving from easy to complex. And if you know, even here, for example, I was showing you these sentences and you were asking questions and even were learning, right? And some of you were already know those words and some of you learned new words, right? For example, trunk or horn or steering wheel, like these. So that's why it's always helpful and useful to learn any information wherever you find information, because when you read something, or even that's why I always say watch all my video lessons, because I'm sure that you will be learning something new from every lesson. Okay, so that's the best way to learn basic vocabulary. And I think I told you, and if you watched my the video where I know sometimes people say that you just need 2,000 words if you want to speak in English. And I will say that 2,000 words are not enough if you want to speak good English. Okay, if you want to speak where you want to, you say that I want to be fluent in English, and I say if you want to advance your skill in English, then you need a lot more vocabulary. Okay, and if I compare, like if I talk about here in America, when the students start kindergarten, like if they are in like 5 years old and they're starting school, most of the students, those they are from here, they know more than 5,000 minimum 5,000 vocabulary words in kindergarten. That means even before first grade they start, they already know that much vocabulary. So think about that way. So that means if you want to improve your skills, if you want to become fluent in English, then 2,000 words are not enough, right? You need lot more vocabulary, and I will say in thousands. Thousands could be no limit. There is no limit how many words. Okay, and we will be learning many vocabulary learning strategies also. Okay, because sometimes even a one word, if you know the base word, you can learn many more words, right? And many of you might already know about it, and we call it derivations. Derivations are like the act, for example, right? Act, acting, action, right? Actionable, something like that. So many words can be made from the base word, right? And then many of you, I think, already know about prefixes, suffixes, right? So those all uh, vocabulary lessons can help you. Yes. And someone mentioned about thesauruses. Yes, yeah, thesauruses there are. And moreover, there are so many online resources. But again, I have seen sometimes there are teachers, they give you like a PDF files with the list of words or Ielts words. These are the list of words. But then I will see sometime and I will say how these words are going to help them. Learning in isolation, you don't know where you are going to use them. So when you read more, reading is one of the excellent way method to improve your skills, because then you know the format also. Even when you are learning even tenses in isolation, like, okay, these are like, this is the list of tenses: present tense, past tense, or future tense, or past continuous, or I mean, name it, so many. But if you know just the concept, just know the keywords, and then try to find in the text, that is more useful for you. And here I am not criticizing anyone, but I am right now, because as you know, I have Zoom sessions, and students, they interact with me in sessions, and I am noticing many like mistakes, and those mistakes are like a very I will say simple mistakes sometimes. And but if they learn how to pay attention, then gradually they will be improving their their they will be making corrections in their own speech. That's my point, and that's what I am trying to teach everyone. And I want everyone to become independent learner, not to be dependent on anyone, but one day you can learn all those strategies and become independent learner. Okay. um, any question? Does she sleep? And is she sleeping? Is she sleeping right now? That's the way you can ask. Is she sleeping right now? Like that? Is she sleeping? No, she's not. Does she sleep? Does she sleep when? Does she sleep at 9 o'clock? Does she sleep every day? Which one is correct? Is she sleeping? Yeah, is she sleeping is right too. Is she sleeping? It's only the way you how you ask, right? If someone is sleeping and you are kind of like not sure, and you just want to make sure, is she sleeping, right? Like that. Yeah, that's correct. Thanks. uh, mm, does she sleep? Meetnikum, does she sleep? I mean, it's I will say it sounds like incomplete, because when does she sleep? Does she sleep every day? Does she sleep at this time or something like that? Sounds like an incomplete. But the second one, is she sleeping? Yeah, that's correct. Second one is correct. Uh, okay. Yeah, I mean, Hanshika, does she sleep is fine, but when you say it, where you going to say, does she sleep? Uh, I don't know if someone is sick or not sleeping, and then you just want to know, does she sleep? Like that. Okay. The next one. How is your life going in America in this lockdown? My life is so busy with you, English language learners, and Saturday, Sunday, you can see I woke up around 7 o'clock today and I am busy, 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 and it's now 12:15, and every day I do the live sessions and then I prepare for the activities, what I'm going to talk to you next day. And then at the same time, I am working full time right now too. We are teaching from home, but we are not teaching the way I am hearing from India, that the way the the teachers are teaching online, and I mean students are online for 6 hours or 7 hours. It's not like that. We are not teaching like that. Like I am teaching my classes every Monday. Yes. So tomorrow, for your information, I'm not gonna be here live. Yes, because I will be teaching my students. And if many of you know that I'm full-time educator here, okay, so my students gonna join me from my institution tomorrow. So I will be teaching them, and no one else can enter in that because that's my institution's students. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. You are late. No, that's fine. You can replay this if you are late. Anyone who is late here can replay this, right? Vocabulary is important. Yes, vocabulary is important for writing, for speaking. Yes. Right. Okay, Hanshika. Yeah, I mean, Hanshika, I see when you ask me question about the sentences or questions, I don't go with the grammar part. I just say it and I then feel it. If I am asking this question, is it complete or is it incomplete thought? That's the way I answer. Okay. Um, because as you know, I know grammar is important, but when you put it into practice, that's the best way to learn. Okay, just make a sentence and just to try to understand if it makes sense, if it's a complete thought, if it's answering your question, or if it's a question, then the other person is able to answer your question. It should be clear. That's my point, right? कांताराम मैम दसो कोई गल इंग्लिश सिखाने के लिए I didn't understand. English सिखाने के लिए, I mean that's what we are talking, how to learn English. We are not going to use it anymore. How do you manage your time? How I manage my time? Sometimes my family gets a little upset with me, especially my daughter also in these days at home because of the lockdown. The universities are also closed and they are working from online, everything. So she says sometime, Mom, you are so busy. You are always busy. You don't have time to talk to me. Different sleep and asleep, asleep, wake and awake, wait and awake. Oh my goodness. Difference between sleep, asleep, time to sleep, sleep. Okay, awake. Okay, we're gonna make a video on this, another lesson. I'm gonna write down whatever your questions are because I'm writing. There is a, I know Devinder asks sometime many questions and we talk about it. And I'm gonna make a video on this, okay? Asleep, yeah, awake. Okay, yeah. So, someone asked me one day, among or amongst, or have versus having. Yeah, we can talk about that. Um, I will do my work on time. Excellent. Yes. Ma'am, what's your hobby? What's my hobby? My hobby is actually reading. Reading is my hobby. I love to read, and hobbies sometimes change. There was a time when my hobby was cooking, but not anymore. But now it's more my hobby. Believe me, I feel like now this is my life, I will say, just making videos and uploading and interacting with you guys. I think that's the purpose of my life now. Yes. And of course, I am still active educator, so I teach. That's it. Uh, how do you use being in a sentence? Okay. Ma'am, how can we practice? How, how can you practice? You mean speaking? You want to practice speaking, you are saying, or writing? Because practice, see how you practice. I am from northern India, okay? And are you awake? That's the way we say. If someone is like in the bed and we are not sure that he is sleeping or woke up, I say, are you awake? Just to make sure. Like, जाग रहे हो अभी? जाग रहे हो? Like that. Are you awake? That's the way we say. Are you awake? Wake up. उठ जाओ. Wake up. Right? That's the difference. Awake, wake. See, sometimes you ask me this question and we use this more in our writing and in our speaking, but sometimes it's a little hard for me to explain you when you ask me specific type of like these type of questions, frankly speaking. But I know how to use these and where to use it. I'm more comfortable in that. Okay. Yes. Arise, arisen. Yeah. So we don't use arisen in our speech most of the time. Are you awake? Are you sleeping? Or most of the time people don't say I'm going to sleep, or I'm sleeping, I passed out, I'm going to pass out, something like that. It's more common here. Going to sleep, going to bed, going to my room. Yeah, it's like that. Okay. Yeah, still asleep, still asleep, he's still asleep. Yeah, that's the way we say that. Okay. Yes. Okay. Use of being. So I am I am becoming more, I will say, comfortable to speak here. Being being your teacher, I would like to tell you something like that. We use being. Now, who wants to explain in your words being? So, I mean, I'm telling you, when you use more language in the context, then you learn a lot instead of just going through where I'm going to use this word or this word. That's why the reading is essential. Reading is vital. The more you will read, the less you will ask these type of questions, because then you will understand where you are going to use these words, and you will not even realize it, and you will start using it. And whatever I'm telling you here, I'm telling you based on my personal experience. Because believe me, I learned grammar in India for so many years, but I never learned the grammar the way I know now, because I am using it more now. I'm not memorizing it. That's the difference. Memorizing or using, it's very different. And I know many of you know a lot about grammar, but when you speak or when you write, there are many mistakes. So it's better, instead of spending too much time on memorizing the grammar or words separately, try to read more. Okay, read more, go to online. I mean, there are so many resources in these days. You have phones, right? You might have computers, and you can, any article, whatever you like to read, just in Google, in search, right? Type that word. You can find a list of articles or a lot of information. Sometimes you ask me, ma'am, PDF file, and I will say there are so many resources online. You just need to learn how to find the information and then make a habit to read. And for example, here in my institution, we don't give our students a lot of homework, but we expect from them to read at least every day for 30 minutes. That's what we tell them. Read 30 minutes, anything, any book, novel, article, newspaper, read it. And when you read, read with attention, pay attention. When you are reading, pay attention on your grammar structure, your tenses, everything in the beginning, but then you will know it, right? And when you notice these words, whatever you are asking here, you will see those words used in the text. Then you will understand more. Okay. uh, yeah, so but I'm worried how long it gonna take. How long it gonna take? What you mean, speaking? uh, okay, again here, you will improve gradually. Okay, slowly, in other words, you can say, but you need to practice consistently. Not like one day you are doing it and then you are not doing anything for 1 week. But I will say spend time, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just make a habit. Whatever you read, read with attention, pay attention, and ask yourself questions. And I know, even yesterday, for example, we were talking about 5 Ws, for example, and make a habit to ask a question to the text. And now you will be saying, how I can ask the question to the text? Text means whatever you are reading. Learn how to ask questions to the text, talk to the text. That will help you to improve your English. मीन्स जो भी आप पढ़ रहे हो, मैं हिंदी में बता देती हूँ, जो भी आप पढ़ रहे हो उसी पे क्वेश्चंस करो, वो बहुत हेल्पफुल हैं आपके लिए सीखने के लिए. सो आई नो in India, even in schools, you get the summaries and main ideas and everything ready made, but don't practice that way, because that's not going to help you a lot. I want you to make your own summaries. Whatever you are reading, summarize it, paraphrase it. And if you were today in my session, you know how we practiced about that article we just read, and then we summarized it. We made the inferences. We talked about our opinions, our facts, right? There were so many strategies we talked about. That's what I want you to learn. Good PB films. So I mean, you should join the session if you never joined the Zoom session, and then that will be very beneficial for you, because we learn many strategies, and when it's very helpful for students also. If you are here and you are in the Zoom session, you can tell more about it. That it's so helpful when we are in the session and we read, we discuss, we contribute, and we listen other people. That's very helpful, and you learn so many things from each other, and how you can be a part of the group. And because someone was saying yesterday that personality development, I think that's the best way to develop your personality. You can learn how to speak in public, right? There are so many things we are practicing in our Zoom sessions. Okay, so if anyone wants to join, you can do that. Okay, guys, so I think we should end this session here. And I will see you on Tuesday, not tomorrow, but tomorrow I will be uploading one of my Zoom sessions clips. I think that's the April 20th one. So, and then I will keep uploading the Zoom sessions videos also. But at the same time, I will try my best to come here with the live sessions, and also planning to start my reading uh, videos, but the short reading videos, okay? Not the longer ones. So, where you can just listen to me, practice with me, and learn the vocabulary from easy words, and then we are moving to the higher level, okay? Good, RJ Shiva Bhatti, Rajasthan. Wow, nice. Okay, guys. So I will see you then. Zoom session is learning for me and additionally enjoying, right? Yes. So it's learning, right? And we are learning from each other, right? Yes. Okay, guys. So I will see you then. You are very welcome, Anjali. And again, guys, the last my uh, request, I will say, tell your family and friends, and so they can send them actually my link, my YouTube link to your family, friends, whosoever is in your WhatsApp groups. I know many of you are a part of many groups, so send my website link, and so many students can get the benefit and join the channel and learn a lot of English. You are very welcome, Meet Nikom. And yes, films, yes, PBS Films, you can email me, okay? English at mycommand@gmail.com. And then I will send you the invitation next Saturday. Have a wonderful days and stay blessed and good night. Okay. Oh, Hanshika. Well, I will see you Tuesday, Hanshika, here on live session. Okay. Bye.